For the premiere review of the Maxify film channel, we are going to be taking a look at a personal favorite. It's a classic film, but it's an overlooked classic. Alfred Hitchcock's Rope. Rope was directed by film legend Alfred Hitchcock and follows the story of two colleagues who, believing to have come up with the perfect murder, try to carry out that murder while also hosting a going-away party for their victim. The really impressive part about this movie, though, is not the story. The impressive part is the presentation. This was the first ever film to be made to look as if it was all taken in one unbroken shot. This has become a popular gimmick in the last decade with movies like Birdman and more notably 1917 a couple years ago. You've probably heard about the incredible presentation brought to the table in that movie and possibly in 2014's Birdman. Both of those were shot as one-shot movies just like this one. So this movie really was more of a filmmaking exercise for Hitchcock. And it's incredible to see how this got put together. Throughout the film, you can see the background changing. The background, it's a fake background through a window of a city, like city lights. And you can see it changes as day goes to night. You can see the lights come on and the lighting completely changes in the background. It's incredible. Of course, it was not taken all in one shot. Clever editing techniques were used to hide cuts throughout, but there's still so many just super long takes in this that are so incredible. Both the actors and everyone behind the camera, it takes so much talent to pull something off like this. Speaking of talent, James Stewart, who you might know as George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life, is also in this movie. And he, alongside Ben Hecht and Arthur Lawrence, are all incredible in this movie. It just takes so much skill to get through these long takes with as much talent as they have. And it makes for a riveting experience. Beyond its technical presentation, however, Rope doesn't have all that much to offer, especially compared to some of Hitchcock's later works like The Birds or Psycho or Strangers on a Train. It's less thought-provoking and definitely a little less intellectual with those, especially in how heavy-handed the messaging gets towards the end of the film. But nonetheless, it still is riveting to watch the plot play out all in this confined space through this one-shot style. And the screenplay, which was adapted from the 1929 stage play of the same name, really lends itself to that style. Overall, is it worth watching? I think so. Even if you're not a hardcore film aficionado who is following Hitchcock's career or has maybe even never heard of Hitchcock, if you like movies like 1917 or like Birdman, who used the one-shot composure to assist in their storytelling, it's cool to see where that comes from, and it's cool to see how far we've come since then in the film industry. So from a filmmaking standpoint, I give this a conceptual grading of 9 out of 10 because I think it could have expanded on its plot a little more and been a little less heavy-handed in its ending message. As for an enjoyment rating for an audience member in 2021, I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. I encourage you to go check it out. It is currently streaming on Amazon Prime's streaming service for $3.99. I think it's worth checking out. I have been Maxify. This has been Maxify Film Review. Thanks for watching. Hit the red button if you like it. There's more coming. And welcome to Maxify.